publishers know their audience best. So they're going to take your brief and put a really strong spin on it that they think will work for their audience.
You're listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast brought to you by affiliatemedia.com, the chapter and verse of everything you need to know about running a successful affiliate program for your business. Now, here's your award-winning affiliate and performance marketing host, an industry veteran, your affiliate marketing guide, and the founder of Affiverse, Leanne Johnston.
Imagine securing your brand featured spot in the likes of Harper's Bazaar, Cosmopolitan, and The Independent without the eye-watering upfront fees. This isn't fantasy, it's the affiliate marketing revolution that's reshaping how brands approach premium content. Today, Jody Millward, Agency Partnerships Lead at Linkby, joins us to shatter conventional wisdom about content partnerships. She reveals how both industry giants like New Balance and smaller startups are accessing elite publications while paying only for actual engagement. The numbers tell a compelling story where one brand has discovered 83% of their campaign traffic has come from completely new visitors, and 64% converting to first-time buyers. That's acquisition gold. We'll unpack the limitations of traditional CPA models in affiliate marketing for premium content, explore how CPC partnerships are creating opportunities previously unavailable to all but the biggest brands, and share insider tactics that make publisher pitches simply irresistible. Welcome to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast with me, your host, Leanne Johnston. And this week, I'm super excited because we've got Jody Millward, the Agency Partnerships Lead at Linkby, coming on the podcast with me this week. And we are going to be talking about some really cool, interesting stuff. So before we get started, Jody, tell everybody that's listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast this week how you got into the affiliate marketing industry and a little bit about what Linkby is and does.
Absolutely. I think it's what everyone says when they are asked, when did you get into and how did you get into the affiliate industry? I kind of fell here. I moved straight down to London, first job out of university working in recruitment. Thought, what is this? I thought myself as a salesperson and I couldn't last that. So I looked what jobs looked fun and I was introduced to affiliate marketing. I started my role at Finder, which is a price comparison website, heading up their partnerships there, and was there for almost 4 years. And then I've been here at Linkby for the last nearly enough 2 years. So it's really exciting new space within affiliate marketing, working on a purely performance CPC driven solution. But essentially, we're a new and exciting way for brands to secure super premium content, but purely working on a performance basis. So none of those upfront tenancy fees or guaranteed impressions, awareness stats. We are purely performance driven content.
Okay, I love it. All right. So for those of you that haven't heard about Linkby, you kind of know what it is right now. And I do want to dig a little bit deeper into that CPC conversation that you were having there. We do think about performance a lot in the affiliate space and in the affiliate industry. And a lot of affiliate managers that I talk to reticent or reluctant to actually try CPC deals, which when you think about it, CPC is also pay on performance because you only pay when the click happens. Yeah. But talk to us a little bit about what some of the misconceptions are around leveraging CPC instead of the traditional CPA model.
I think first things first, when we talk in the two ways of content and CPC, traditional affiliate ways of working on a CPA model, you're not going to get premium, dedicated, organic looking, feature-long articles about your brand. Probably 4 years ago, if you were a great brand and you offer a really healthy CPA increase, you might be able to snag it. But unfortunately nowadays, you have to put big tenancy fees behind getting these kind of really premium articles on the likes of Condé Nast, Hearst, Independent, all of the major newspaper titles here in the UK. So CPC allows brands to really move the needle and secure content when they need it and only ever paying for the performance. So people always think, oh my gosh, we're going to be spending so much money, but That's not true. Things are capped. So you only ever pay for when a user actually clicks through from an article to your website. So you can kind of guarantee that that user is super high intent. They're already reading on a reputable newspaper or fashion article about your brand, about what it is that you sell, and they're clicking through with intent. So if you've got a really strong sales funnel on your side and you're able to turn that click into a user and to a customer, then things should be really strong performing for you. And content that doesn't perform, we want to ensure that content isn't be seen as basically not a performance way of working. We drive some really strong ROAS for all of our brands, and we've actually been called out as being a game changer from the likes of LMS, New Balance, and Audi that are able to really access new audiences via our platform and really tap into partners that they wouldn't traditionally work with, or wouldn't even have any access. Via the platform, we give our brands access to over 300 publications. So there might be a few on there that you already work with, which is fine, but it'll be able to tapping different partnerships, different audiences, and try out some new things.
Well, I think there's a couple of things there that you've said, because number one, most affiliate managers that I speak to at brands, they're always struggling to get in touch with some of the bigger publishers. And number two, they don't know how to pitch their stories to editorial staff who would necessarily pick up the story because of its interest. So this is almost like a backdoor entryway to kind of get your brand seen and heard on the publications that you can't convince to work on in the traditional kind of revenue share or CPA model. But what is brilliant about it is that it's still brand awareness, because you're only paying for the click when somebody clicks on the link within the article. So I think there's this narrative and storytelling that needs to happen to educate C-suites internally about how to actually leverage that performance budget that you have and utilize it in lots of different ways. Now, are you seeing a shift where publishers and we're obviously talking about the kind of bigger media publishers here. We're not talking about your mom and pop SEO site, but are you seeing a shift where those publishers are demanding more CPC-led content? Because obviously you've got the data in your platform.
Yeah.
Is this something that's actually growing?
Yeah, so the great thing about our platform is that we have access for all of the brands, and then we also have access for all of the publishers. So it's kind of like that two-way street where the brands are able to pitch in what they want the content to be around. They have full control. They can set their CPCs, their budgets, their timeframes. They're able to access 300 publishers via the one platform and really pitch into ones that they kind of want to work with. How that then works is the publishers will be notified that they will receive a brief, and they'll log into their Linkby dashboard, read the brief, and see if that suits their audience, their content schedule, what they're working on internally. And then following that, we're able to get full feedback or acceptance on those briefs. And we have a new exciting feature as well called Publisher Pitches. I like to call it sit back PR, because brands really can just sit back and just have all these publishers pitching directly into their inbox. And a great example was being one of our brands, New Balance. They've actually really spearheaded with trialing out new audiences. I think they've been able to get over 250 different articles in the last 6 months. Wow. So they're able to actually see how different audiences and publishers convert, rather than just traditionally being on the likes of Runner's World or Women's and Men's Health. So yeah, it's a two-prong approach where brands can just sign up and just get the publishers to do all the work, just submit all the pitches to them. And the great thing is that the brands are able to read the brief, accept it, decline it, and also counter offer. So really gives them full control.
I do like that, because it's not only the control over the price, it's also the control of the narrative, because you're pitching whatever it is about your product or service that you actually want to feature. Whereas normally if you had to go the traditional route, it would be up to the journalist or the editorial staff that you're talking to actually come up with the angle and actually deliver the brief. So I think it's quite interesting that you can use this as a strategy to actually augment what you're currently doing on just traditional SEO sites, but actually leverage the bigger media publishers to come in and still do it on a semi or quasi performance basis.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that there's a shift, that some of the bigger media publishers are actually demanding this kind of content, and you're creating the platform to actually match the two together. But how do you see brands shift more of their budgets from traditional affiliate spend? Are you seeing brands come in? Because you're talking about really big brands. New Balance is a huge brand. are there any smaller e-commerce brands coming into the platform to actually test, a little bit of their budget, like maybe $5,000 a month or $2,000 a month or something like that?
100%. I probably should have kicked off with how Linkby actually was founded. So our CEO, Chris, in Australia, founded Pedestrian TV, which is a really huge publishing outlet over there. And his mates were creating startups and creating brands. And they were like, hey, can you do a dedicated feature article about our products? And he was like, okay, that's going to be 10 grand. We're going to give you audience stats, engagement stats. And they were like, what, you can't guarantee any sales from this, and it's going to cost me 10 grand. And he was like, okay, right, there definitely is a need within the market for smaller brands that are really trying to become established and get their name out there, but don't have A, the funds, or B, the relationships to be able to really tap into those key media outlets that are kind of like the powerhouses. So we actually see probably some of our greatest success from the smaller brands. The publishers love to write about what their competitors aren't currently featuring. So if there is a small niche brand that is an emerging brand, they are really keen to cover it if it fits their audience's needs and their content strategy. But absolutely, we are basically a one-stop shop for those smaller brands if they're looking to crack America and they don't have any contacts out there. They simply just toggle the location on their Linkby platform, and then bam, they've got over 100 publishers in the US that they're able to pitch to. Small or big, we really are able to drive some really great results.
No, that's good, because a lot of smaller brands would have automatically up until this point gone, oh, well, I can't work with them because I don't have a big budget or I don't have the brand presence. Yeah. So what kind of tips can you give to smaller brands that are listening in on this podcast that want to maybe leverage the platform? How do they make sure that their pitch is exciting enough for the bigger media publishers to pick it up? Can you give some, examples or case studies where a really small brand got really great exposure?
Absolutely. And that's why Linkby is great, because we have a whole house of account managers. We're completely free to use. So you just sign up and that will give you access to all of our publishers. And we're on hand to really guide and give you advice on CPC rates, budget rates, what angles to go with. But we really do say in less than 10 minutes, you can submit a really simple campaign brief. Okay. So it's a bit about your brand, a bit about the product that you wish to be featured as within that article, your time frames, your budgets. Most of our publishers are at a £2,500 allocated budget. Yeah. So they can kind of see that as the cap, the ceiling price that they will pay if the campaign fully delivers in their clicks. So don't worry, it's not like a campaign that's a CPC led that's just going to drive thousands of clicks. You really do have that control. Okay. And then you're able to just submit a press release, some bullet points, your USPs around your products, because the publishers know their audience best. So they're going to take your brief and put a really strong spin on it that they think will work for their audience. A really great example is with Oodie Pants. It's that snuggle blanket. I don't know if you know those guys. They were like, okay, let's give this a whirl. And from their first campaign via Linkby, 83% of the campaign traffic was new visitors to site. So for them, that was huge. And 64% of purchases were for first-time buyers. Wow. So that new consumer acquisition and tapping into those different audiences, we're able to kind of be like, look, we have worked with a similar brand before and these campaigns really worked well. Let's go with a new product launch. Let's go with a sales angle. Let's really hype up your celebrity endorsements that you might be doing. And we can really advise you on which publishers that we think will drive the key metrics.
So I love that, because you've just given another angle for people to think about when they're talking about content on performance. So one, it's, new customers, obviously, because that's everything that everybody wants to do in their channel. But two, it's also looking at how do you leverage brand awareness on performance, because that's very hard to measure. Yeah. So, here you can kind of, get into new markets. You can use Linkby to get into new markets. You can use it to, showcase, feature, certain products if there are big, key ticket items that you want to get done. You can use it during seasonal periods. This to me is a no-brainer for Black Friday.
Oh my gosh, I can't even explain to you. Black Friday, when there is a bullfight to get your brand out there. Yeah. Brands sometimes only just utilize Linkby for those peak periods when they really need to ensure that they're getting full media coverage digitally for their offers. A really great example of this was last year I started working with Elemis. Their first campaign was going to be for Black Friday. And I was like, okay, I can't make any promises on how this is going to go because this is outside of standard procedure. And they were absolutely blown away with the results. They submitted a pitch. They were able to get number one placement on Harper's Bazaar, Cosmopolitan, and Elle's best beauty advent calendars, which I know that is hot stuff. Absolutely. And they were able to see from those placements and dedicated articles within a campaign brief over 200% ROAS. So we were able to get them that great brand awareness being featured on top of all of their other competitors, but also really able to drive those sales and conversions because we work in affiliates and we know that that's the main thing for us.
So the one thing that I'm asking myself now while I'm listening to you is Linkby the future of performance PR? Like, because, PR kind of sits on the peripheral edges of affiliate and nobody really understands. Well, I mean, I know the value of it, but I don't really understand it. And I'm kind of seeing this merge happening where PR marketers are now starting to work more with publishers on a performance basis, and everybody wants brand value, right? Everybody wants to be able to measure their ROAS. Is this a similar kind of like movement that you're seeing?
Absolutely. I think that's the dream for where we sit within Linkby, is that we kind of don't want to have a one set home. We want to be able to go into brands. For example, I'm working with Number 7 and we went in and had a massive strategy day where it was affiliate agency, their brand team, their PR team, their social team, their affiliate team. And we kind of just went through what we've been able to secure them so far, just working within the affiliate budget. And then what more opportunities is available if we were to work a lot more collaboratively. With some brands, we're introduced to work alongside their PR agency. So if they really are struggling to get any organic pickup, they're able to log on to Linkby and get that backup coverage as and when they need it. The main benefit as well is we are able to turn around content really quickly. So if there is a product launch set to go live at the start of the month, they're not seeing pickup or press being written as much as what they hoped. We're able, with any of the major newspaper titles, we don't like to guarantee it, but I'll say it out loud, up to a few days that are able to get dedicated articles live. But we give our publishers up to 2 weeks. That's like the standard turnaround. So which is really still really strong offering. So we want to be a backup for PR agencies or PR teams, and then also work collaboratively with their brand, because there is still that element of upper funnel. We are able to access coverage on these newspapers to get your brand in front of thousands of millions of people. And it's just a way to kind of collaboratively work together. And of course, we've got all of that affiliate tracking applied to all of our campaigns. So you are able to get full transparency on conversions, clicks, and sales from our activity as well.
Okay. And does it matter what network you're working with? Or
no, we're fully integrated with all affiliate networks. So how it works is once we decide to work together, we'll join your program on a 0% CPA. Okay. So that just means that you're not paying out any commissions on top of the pre-agreed CPC rates. Basically, it'll have all of your integrated tracking onto every link that is created by our publishers.
Okay. All right. So people are probably a little bit fired up and excited about now working with Linkby. Can you give us some practical advice on if, say, a small to medium-sized brand who doesn't have a massive marketing team, who doesn't have a lot of budget, what are the top 3 things that they need to get right, do right before they jump right in?
I think it's having enough budget that works for them to do a full rounded test.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of brands really skimp out and be like, okay, like we really want to test this, but this is all that we've got to test with. And I feel like it doesn't unlock the potential of what we're able to achieve. So I'd always recommend at least launching with 2 different publishers so that you can really run as like an A/B test. I understand that with the smaller companies, budget might be a little bit more restricted, but we can split that over 2 months. So it might be like a £5,000 in 1 month, 5,000 in the next, so that you can really kind of gauge the performance of both of the campaigns. 2 is trust our judgment. We know what works with our publishers. If you're saying to us, okay, our key metric is sales and conversions, then we have all the data that we can look into what has worked well with similar brands in the past. And they should really, as a test, kind of rely on us to give the best advice. Some brands just really want to be on that major title publication that fits within their genre or their industry. But the truth is, their audience is already in market. Let's say if they want to buy some new running trainers and it's a small running trainer brand, of course you want to get onto Runner's World or Men's Health, but that audience already knows all the different types of brands out there. So they're not really, they want to do their research. It might take a lot longer for them to convert. But if you really want to go on like a review led with the Independent or get mass awareness with the likes of Mail Online or Reach PLC, you're able to tap into those audiences and really get them to kind of convert quite quickly. But if you do want that affiliation with a publication within that dream remit, then of course we can help support you in that. So definitely trust our judgment. And I guess 3, try to be as strategic as possible and try and plan ahead. We know that budgets are cut sometimes. We understand that, but we want to ensure that we give enough time for the publishers to accept the brief, do their research, put together a really great article, but then also give them enough time to promote that article. So for example, with our publications, once they publish an article live, they're going to do the most to ensure that their audience sees that. So they're not receiving any upfront tenancy. So the publisher also ever gets rewarded as and when a user clicks through. So different publishers have their different ways of doing it. It might secure you a homepage placement, and you might be included in a newsletter send out. We might do a social post about it. So it really allows you to get mass awareness without having to pay all the tenancies. So we need to ensure that our publishers have enough time to also deliver out on the budget from their end as well.
Okay, so get your budget ready and commit to it. Come with an open heart and an open mind and listen to the experience that is going to guide you. And 3, also make sure that, you're really kind of bringing your A game. I'm going to add a 4th thing there because you mentioned it briefly, but you didn't put it in the top 3. So I'm going to add the 4th thing, which is make sure that your sales funnel is ready and optimized.
We can do as much as we can do on our side.
So make sure that your user journey and your UX, UI and your payouts and your checkouts and everything else that you need to get right is right before you start testing this channel, because you've made it super easy for people to come in. Then it's right place, right time, right moment, right?
Yeah, so, and the one thing to mention there as well, our publishers have the ability to create deep links. So if there is a full collection launch, a new spring summer collection, let's say, and the L editor wants to highlight the new shirt or the new handbag, we have the ability to product link each to individual landing page. So we're doing everything from our side to ensure that that user has the smoothest consumer journey. So when they get to your site, all they have to do is add it to the bag and hopefully make a sale.
That's the dream, right? Okay, let's talk a little bit about like what you see from your side of the partnership economy, what some of the big trends are. So obviously your business is growing and therefore you think that content on a performance basis is kind of where the sweet spot and where you need to be. But you've got a lot of experience in the industry working both finance and, retail. What do you think the big trends are that people need to be looking out for, especially on the affiliate manager side? Because let's face it, it's not an easy job. We all have to be everywhere all at once, all the time. So what kind of tidbits can you leave with our audience this week?
I think it's always trying your best to jump onto trends, which I know is such a cliche answer because everyone always says try your hardest to jump onto trends. But those viral moments for your brand that you're having within a different channel, you can utilize it via affiliates. Like if they're having a brand moment with Rihanna on tour wearing your handbag, then definitely try and get more press off the back of that. That's not a big, huge marketing spend. It's organic press or organic kind of buzz about your brand. So really jump on that and ensure that you're maximizing the potential there. Because I feel like people are a little bit too late to jump on the hype. A great example was with NARS and Taylor Swift. She came out and said that their really iconic red lip was NARS. And off the back of that, the next day, it went live across I think 10 of our publications because they really were able to drive up that buzz. And the sales off the back of that were insane because it's super topical, super relevant. It's when she was having a big tour. So rather than you can try and plan ahead and schedule all of your great launches and everything, it's really thinking about those last minute, quick to react moments on what you're actually seeing out there.
I love that because we do live a lot in our heads and we always are forward thinking and forward planning as affiliate managers because we have to focus on targets and seasonal trends as well, especially in the e-commerce space. But try and live in the moment a little bit because that's where really great niche up. And, I love the Americans because they do say the riches are in the niches. And if you're not looking at what's happening in front of you and you're only planning for forward-thinking things, you aren't going to pick up on, the small trends that could actually lead to incremental sales. So I do love that as a tip. If you could give one piece of advice to affiliate managers, because you've kind of worked with many across multiple industries that are looking to scale content partnerships, what would that be?
I would say to add value internally for affiliates, really dive into, okay, we can get ourselves on all the premium publishers and we're not just a cashback vertical. We don't just drive really strong sales from voucher codes. What the funniest thing, one of my brands told me the other day, they were in a big strategy meeting and the PR team said, look at the amazing feature that we've just got. And the affiliate team was like, no, we did that. So I think it's really adding value for what we are able to achieve and fighting for that budget and just asking for a small test budget to really ensure what you're able to do. Think about that top 10 guide or where to buy or that listicle where all of your other brands are featured and your competitors are featured and you're not. That might be that one win from your CMO that you getting on that listicle may allow you to unlock more budget to really deep dive into content. It's just understanding who you're speaking to, understanding the drawbacks, what the hurdles may be, and really relying on us to really help you navigate your way around that. Some CMOs or affiliate managers are very hard to CPC as they just don't think that it adds value or it can drive performance. But when I say that we've got probably close to 50 case studies from every single niche industry, great testimonials from big or small brands, it's just really giving that chance to be able to test and don't be too scared off by the CPC. All brands were in that point at one point, and now all they use is Linkby for their content. So
I love that. So, it's really about keeping an open mind and an open heart as well, but also having the guts and the balls to actually tell the story, because there you had an example where the PR team said, oh, look at how wonderful our PR is. And actually the affiliate team was sitting in the room as well. And I think that connectivity is very important now, especially for bigger brands where they've got siloed teams working on different aspects of their marketing. So try and bring the narrative out more in your marketing meetings and actually go and communicate with other parts of the business. Go and talk to the PR team. And
we don't want to be seen as we're competing. We're one team, one dream. We're a whole marketing team. Let's all work together to get as much coverage as we can. And then the main benefit for us to really hone into is we've got all the data, we've got the sales, we know exactly what performs. So a PR person can get a really beautiful piece, but Linkby generated content is written by commercially educated and trained writers. Yeah. So it's not like they're just going to be writing a beautiful article. They're writing in a way to ensure that users are really intrigued. They want to click through. They really want to purchase right now and then. So it really is able to drive really strong sales.
Awesome. All right, so there you have it. We've done a whole half an hour of content on performance and why you should be investing in it, whether you're a big brand or a small brand. There's something for everybody. So I encourage you and I challenge you all to go and explore it. add it to your kind of remit, your segmentation mix of everything that you're doing in performance, track it, and have the data ready to tell those stories internally. What have you got to lose? Practically nothing. If you go back and re-listen to this podcast again, you'll see there's lots of different brands that are testing this channel. Jody, it's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast this week, sharing what Linkby is doing. I hope that we've been able to pull back the curtain a little bit and give people some peace of mind and a little bit more courage to actually go and try it. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been amazing.
The Elevate Summit 2025 is here. Just join us on July 15th and 16th for the premier affiliate and digital marketing event this summer. This year, we're focusing on traffic, where innovation meets inspiration, and we're helping SME brands and affiliates to scale. Elevate is more than just another summit or affiliate conference. It's a transformative experience designed by industry veterans for those ready to embrace the future of performance marketing to grow their businesses. Connect with forward thinkers, affiliate pioneers, SaaS tools, and decision makers as you engage with cutting-edge strategies, immersive masterclasses, and strategic networking opportunities. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a budding SME entrepreneur, Elevate offers insights, tools, and connections to revolutionize your approach to bringing more sales into your business. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this dynamic community. Visit upfrontmedia.com, click the Elevate button, and book your conference ticket to find out about our sponsorship and speaker opportunities today.